Hey Jennifer, I know there's in the news, the FNP, a couple of demolitions of buildings happening downtown. Just wondering what you're thinking about those demolitions.
Yeah, the demolitions are following a process, but I think that we've brought in residents and the historic planners and historic preservationists a little late to the prospect. And let's separate them out because, number one, I value the historic district. It's what makes Frederick special. And I appreciate the people on the Preservation Commission because they volunteered their time to make sure that we are living up to our goal of staying a historic city. One of the things I want to do is have an annual meeting of the Planning Commission, Historic Preservation Commission, Zoning, Neighborhood Advisory Councils, and the new Code Enforcement Board. But that's a video for another day. Let's talk about the demolitions. On the Byerly Tannery, where the hotel is proposed to go, it would have been nice if we had had a more comprehensive group of city employees in on the conversation, not just economic development, but planning and historic preservation, making sure that we understood the issues that were going on the site and that the regulations that were going to impact the hotel were being discussed up front. That's what you need to do to make sure these projects happen in the right way, in the right order. We're not even sure if the city is actually going to own the land because there isn't a process that's been followed yet. So the city doesn't own the land yet. So making sure that we follow step by step. Now, I support the hotel, but I know there are many options on the table. Will the tannery be demolished? I'm not sure. I kind of think it will, but that's just my guess at this point. The process has to be followed. Let's move on to the demolition that's in a neighborhood, a single-family house that's about 60 years old. Everyone seems to be shocked that someone would tear down a perfectly good 4-bedroom colonial, right? Well, it is shocking. Maybe what the city ought to do, maybe what the mayor ought to do, is sign an executive order placing a moratorium on demolitions until the overlay district is examined and the proper issues regarding planning and zoning are discussed with residents to make sure there isn't an error. You know, having a temporary moratorium on something means that you're just taking the time to absorb the issues, making sure that people have enough information to make the right decision. Because what could be worse, making the wrong decision and allowing things to go forward with no recourse? Sadly, you know, when I took office, I had to do a moratorium on building because we had no water to allocate. It's something that's temporary, so you see what the problem is and you come up with a solution. Behind me, there's a project going on that's almost complete that's followed the process. It used to be a synagogue, and now it's going to be a private residence. They've followed the process. They're taking painstaking detail to convert one thing to another. We do that in Frederick. That's the good example of it. We can do that again, and we'll do it all over downtown. It's a combination. So I know it's long-winded to talk about it, but it's complicated. So I hope people pay attention. Follow a process, bring all the players together, and make things right for Frederick.
Thank you.
Thanks.